everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. If you haven't seen my face before, I'm Olivia, nice to meet you, and I review perfumes. So if you're into that sort of thing, please consider subscribing so that way you can catch all of my videos. And if you guys want to support this channel a little bit further, please follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I make shorter, funny videos. These ones are a little bit longer, more informative, so there's something for everybody. And without further ado, let's get into today's video where we're going to be talking about Pear Perfumes. So this is a series that I started 2 videos ago where I'm going to be picking perfumes from each note category and talk about them. So today is pear, last week was coconut, and the week prior was vanilla. And so I've got some bangers for you today, so let's get right into it. The one that's going to be most obvious is Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. Now, I absolutely love this fragrance because when you spray it initially, you get this blast of juicy pear that's not like a candied pear, it's not an artificial pear. You smell like the slightly green aspect to it. It smells like the actual fruit. And as it dies down, it has this beautiful musk base. And the only thing that I don't care about from this one is the lasting power is only about 4.5 hours for me, which when I put something on, I want it to stay a little bit better, but 4.5 hours is fine if you're just running errands, you know, doing your day-to-day stuff, or if you don't mind reapplying, which I do. I just chuck this in my bag and I put it on very liberally and then it stays. But this one, like I said, starting off strong, delicious scent. It is very juicy pear, but not artificial. It's so realistic and it's just perfect. Next up is another one that has a very prominent pear note as well. This is Ocean de Joya. The original was one of my signature scents many years ago when it first came out. I think I got it as a Christmas gift, and I must have been only like 17, and I smelled it again recently, and I was like, that's a pretty mature fragrance for a 17-year-old, but this is a flanker, and this in the opening has pear, citrus. It has a distinctly green note in it along with jasmine and salt and a little bit of woodiness in the base. So this one is absolutely perfect for a very hot day. And as it dries down, to me, it's got almost like a clean laundry type scent. So as that pear fades away, it has this clean, ultra fresh fragrance to it. This is one of my favorites out of this whole bunch because it's just no fuss. It's a grab and go, and it also lasts a very long time. It's about 6 hours, I would say, which is good for a freshie to me. Next up on the list, we have Marc Jacobs Decadence Oh So Decadent. This one is a flanker to the original, which in my opinion is significantly more heavy. This is more of their spring-summer version, and it opens up with pear, blackcurrant, ivory, and it has a magnolia flower in here with an ambery base. I won't lie, I don't love the opening of this. To me, the opening of this is almost a little bit like bathroom cleaner with the citrus in there and the green note. So it's almost got this like pine sol type thing to it, but as it settles down, you get that beautiful mix of the pear with the magnolia. So it's floral but sweet. It ends up being light. In the beginning, it's a little scratchy to my nose. It's a little unrefined, and it kind of smells like 90s body splash in the beginning. And if you can get past that 15 minutes, the dry down is very lovely, and this performs very nicely. I get, again, about 5 to 6 hours worth in this one, which is good because it is on the lighter side. I should note that that one has a distinct green quality to it. So as it dries down, you definitely do notice that green quality. It sticks around through the entire duration from spray to finishing the wear of the fragrance. If you don't like green fragrances, I'm not certain if you would love this one because it's almost like a green tea type note. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Elizabeth Arden green tea that was super popular back in the day, and I know a lot of people love it now. To me, that one is way too synthetic. This one is better, but like I said, you gotta get past that 15 minutes. Next up on the list is actually a brand new fragrance, and it was sent to me by CHARLI D'Amelio, and this is called Born Dreamer. And if you guys don't know who she is a very young TikTok star, and she came out with her own perfume. And look at how cute the little bottle is. It's got a star on there. So this one has Anjou pear, it has ambroxan, it has musk, and to me, when I first smell this, I smell bubblegum, like Hubba Bubba chewing gum, mixed with Ariana Grande Cloud. So it's almost got this cotton candy bubblegum type scent in the beginning, and I thought to myself, oh no, this is far too young of a profile for me. But I mean, they were nice enough to send it, but as it dried, that's when I was really shocked to find out that if any of you were fans of Kat Von D back in the day, before she went haywire and started saying things, I'm like, you were cool when you didn't open your stupid mouth. Oh my gosh. She had a fragrance line, and she had these really beautiful ornate bottles. And one of them was called Saint, and it was in a white bottle. And they no longer make that, and it's kind of hard to come by. The dry down on this, once you get past that bubblegum, that pear, that sweet cotton candy type opening, when it dries down, it really smells like Saint by Kat Von D. It blew my mind. At first, I had no clue what I thought of this. I was like, ooh, it's just so sweet. If you like a sweet pear, you would like this. But even if you don't love sweet, the dry down on this one is that ambroxan really comes through, that musk. It's beautiful skin scent with some nice supporting florals. And like I said, if you've tried Saint, it is a dupe, an absolute dupe. The next one I have to show you guys is actually a dupe. This is from Dossier. This is called Floral Musk, and this is their version of Lancôme Idole. So this has pear in the opening along with bergamot and lychee, and this is a jasmine rose vanilla musk patchouli fragrance. And to me, this one is floral forward with the supporting notes of fruit just kind of lingering. So although this has pear, I feel like this is very much a sparkling floral. And to me, it's very effeminate. It's almost got this fizzy type quality, almost like champagne when you smell it. It has that effervescence. But unfortunately, I like how this smells, but it gives me a terrible headache, and so does the original. So for me, I keep this around for layering purposes. And I figured I would mention it because so many people absolutely adore it. They don't have any problems with getting headaches, but I think it might just be that patchouli in the base that just kind of knocks me upside the head, or maybe it's the jasmine, because sometimes jasmine can get a little heavy for me. So if you're looking for something that's predominantly floral with some warmer undertones in the base, and then just a background player of fruits in the beginning with that pear just being a supporting character, this would be a great one for you. Again, that is Dossier Floral Musk. I apologize because for this one I only have a little sample. I'm not really sure if it's full bottle worthy to me, but this sample I have right here is La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier. And this has pear in the beginning, and it's got a note of leather, which I don't think is prominent whatsoever, but to me, this is an ultra sweet. And when I say sweet, I don't mean a refreshing, watery, fruity sweet. I mean a syrupy, ultra sweet fragrance. And that's why I don't know if it's full bottle worthy to me, because when it goes in the territory of syrupy smelling, it tends to be something that doesn't wear well in California. I mean, it's like 95 degrees right now, and I don't have my air conditioner on because I'm filming, so it's a little too much for me. But that pear, imagine you were to take a pear and you were to bake it in the oven, and you've got that ooey gooey pear that you use in like a tart or something like that. So not a fresh juicy pear, like a baked pear. And it's complemented by the vanilla. I won't lie, I put a little bit of this on. It is a beautiful, beautiful scent. I know a lot of guys tend to like it because it is that ultra sweet gourmand pear, but It is, to me, a good player in the fall time, where it's not super cold, so you don't need it to project a ton, but it's not dead of summer where it's going to heat up and just become sickly on you. So I know a ton of people love it, that's why I mention it, but it's okay. This next one needs no introduction because I have talked about it time and time again on this page. This is TOCCA Florence. Now to me, this is a jasmine gardenia balm sweetened up with a little fresh juicy pear. If you like gardenia, which I know not a lot of people do because it tends to be a little vintage to some noses, I personally find this to be so beautiful. This is when I mean, I could imagine wearing this on your wedding day or some major life events. This is such a pick-me-up, it's such a happy scent, it's really bright. Again, this is another fizzy, effervescent, delicious floral supported with an equal amount of sweet, watery, juicy pear. Taking it to the darker side of the spectrum, I have MALUL ATARA. Now this one has pear in the opening, but it's along with some darker notes like praline and patchouli, vanilla. So to me, this one has a dominant patchouli note, a dominant black currant note, and it's softened ever so slightly with that little bit of pear. To me, this is a little bit more statement, a little bit more date night. It's a little bit more cool weather suitable, although you could definitely get away with this one in summer. It's not as intense as La Belle would be with that like really ultra sweet. It's not, this one is not. It has more of a green, darker quality to it, just complemented with a little touch of pear. So if you're looking for something, kind of reminds me a little bit of a slightly fresher version of Euphoria by Calvin Klein. And this is a really cool house. I have another fragrance from them that I'm going to talk about in a future video. And last but not least, this is actually a lotion because I don't have the body mist, but I just wanted to mention this one because I feel like it ties everything together. So this is Sweet Pea by Bath & Body Works, and I'm kind of laughing to myself because I never thought that I would own this again because I wore this when I was like 15. I mean, even younger, 12 to 15, I wore this religiously. It was this in the summer and warm vanilla sugar in the winter, and I'm laughing to myself because I put on warm vanilla sugar lotion this morning. So my husband recently smelled this while we were in Bath & Body Works, and he was like, oh my God, this one is so good. Why haven't you picked this one up before? And I just was cracking up because it reminds me of my youth. Like, I smell it and it is beautiful. And I mention it because this is a sweet raspberry pear, slightly floral, easy reach fragrance that you would be able to pair this, pair, get it? You would be able to pair this with any of the fragrances that I mentioned and it would be complementary because it does have that watery pear note in it and it has some sweet quality to it. So even if you were, say, to wear this one by MALUL, which has you know, the patchouli, praline, a little bit darker, this would still sweeten it up nicely. And then if you had it with something on the sweeter lines, it would still go together just because they both have that musk to it. So again, honorable mention, but I think because we all wore this, we look past it and don't want it anymore, but here we are. So just a quick video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to these pear fragrances, and comment down below what note you would like me to focus on for next week's video. And until then, bye guys.